The next video in our series of instructional videos with the CX61 is how to add on the digital terrestrial channels, basically how to add on the Irish channels onto this box. It's very simple really. We're taking a feed into the back of the box here, which I'm quickly going to demonstrate to you. This here is the aerial feed, and it feeds into a port on the back of the box that says, a little bit difficult here, it says antenna in. Okay, so what we do here is we just feed this in here like this, and this feed is effectively coming from this aerial that I'm going to show you behind you, which is this UHF aerial here. Okay, and we showed it in earlier videos, and this is just picking up the digital terrestrial signal that will be coming from a series of transmitters across Ireland. The reason we don't automatically put these on the pre-programmed boxes is the satellite signal is the same signal all over Ireland, but there's a whole series of transmitters covering Ireland, so the Irish channels need to be tuned in manually. Okay, so I'll just show you how to do this here. Just on the remote control quickly, we're going to be using the menu button and the OK button here. So what I do is I'll simply turn this box around, so I can aim the remote at it. I press menu. We come down here to the installation menu. I arrow across. I enter the password, which is always 4 zeros, and we'll arrow down now as far as terrestrial automatic scan. We could do a manual scan, but the automatic scan is probably better, particularly if you're not familiar with or certain on which is the right transmitter for you. So you come along here, we could choose the country, we'll just go with the country French, that's fine. Ireland isn't given an option on it. We can go for free to air only, yes, because we've no interest in pulling in encrypted channels, because obviously we've no way of decrypting them. And on top of that, there is no encrypted channels in Ireland, not at this point in time. So we come along, we just hit search. So what it'll do now is it's working its way through the VHF and UHF spectrum, and it's just trying to figure out, it can't pick up any channels here. Okay, so if you just look along here, it's after picking up here on 666, which I think is Mount Leinster, and it's pulling in 8 television and 10 radio stations there, and it proceeds further now, and it'll work along through the spectrum and see is there any other transmitters you can pick up off of. Now it might seem strange to you that you'd pick up from a number of different transmitters, but depending on where you're living in Ireland, you can pick from up to 3 or 4 different transmitters, because the signal is so strong and they're all using the basic same UHF aerial. So the second transmitter there, just as it happens for us, is the pure. Okay, so now I come along and I click OK. So I exit out here, and if we go back to the main channel list here, we can see there's test services there, but we have the Irish channels on the system now, and we have it in duplicate. So one is Mount Leinster and one is Mount Leinster and one is Capure. So what we'll do at that particular point in time is we'll actually just flick over to the channels that are of the one that has a stronger signal. Now some other boxes have a facility, it'll figure out for you which is the strongest transmitter and automatically delete the ones that are the weakest. That feature isn't available on this box, but it's no big thing, it's relatively easy to figure out. You can see here that the signal is slightly breaking up in that, so that's the Mount Leinster, and I know that I have my aerial aimed over towards Capure, so if we go over and we test this on Mount Leinster, it'll work better. So you can just do a quick test like that, and then we have a further video in this series which will show you how to move and delete the channels that you don't want. Okay, that's an overview of how to do an automatic terrestrial scan for the Irish channels on the Smart CX61.